sometimes it's kind of difficult to stay on point, to stay in the direction that we want to go in. It could be that it's at the end of the week, it comes to mid Friday or Friday afternoon, and you realize there's these things that are still hanging on you. Maybe you didn't get them done. Maybe it's not the end of the week. Maybe it's on the quarter, at the end of the business quarter, or it could be at the end of the year where things are just too much. The good news is that God has developed a way, or He created a way. You could say it's the foundation of how everything works, with a Sabbath rhythm where you get a chance to reconnect with your relationship with God, with your sense of identity as a child of God, with your sense of purpose as to why you're on this earth, and to re-envision yourself according to what you believe God has for you. The difficulty is that sometimes those things seem to fade. It's not always easy to hold on to that kind of inspiration. So, what I want to talk to you today about is how you can renew or stay in that inspiration. So, let's spend some time together considering that. So, hi, I'm Tom Griffith from Greater Formation, where I help people to get clear, get focused, and be fruitful in their lives. And what I do want to talk to you about is how to sustain that sense of inspiration, whether it's coming into a new week or a new quarter or a new year. What you want to do first is you need to keep it alive. It won't just stay alive. Your sense of inspiration doesn't just stay alive. We need to tend it. We need to cultivate it. So we need to renew that sense of vision. And the way to do that is first you review it. You kind of go back. You need to, if you have a sense of vision or inspiration, jot it down in a way that you can come back and review it. And when you do, start to stir yourself up. And a way to do that is to pray about it, to reconnect with God. This is part of what I believe I want to accomplish this week or this quarter or this year. Lord, would you help me? So you're starting to interact with God about that sense of inspiration, and you're starting to consider a plan. Because a good plan can help this thing last. If we have just an inspiration, but it has no legs, it has no plan, it will fade. That's just how it is. So we need to consider a plan. So to do that, you think about what is it that you're after, and you do need to take some time to consider what would be some appropriate goals that you can clarify, that each goal related to that vision needs to also inspire you. So it takes a little bit of interacting with God and renewing yourself, but you have that kind of inspiration. Now you're planning into some particular goals, and you want to not, that's a good start. That's a really good start, but you're going to need to, related to those goals, have some action steps. And I want to encourage you to have some dated action steps. They don't have to be big, it can be very little, but you need to have dated ones so that you can actually say, oh, this is what I'm going to do by this time. Now that vision has some inspiring goals and has some clarity of what steps you want to take. Because when you start taking action, that's when it starts to happen. That's when transformation happens. It's when you start taking action that you personally are transformed. Your mindset gets transformed because you actually start to live at a new vantage point. You were here, but once you start to do the thing, now you're up here. You're seeing it from a new perspective. You have ground gain. See that inspiration, that kind of vague inspiration now is concrete goals and some action steps. When you start moving into it, now things are starting to shake and you're gaining ground. You can have a new vantage point and a place of hope that, and out of that space, you start to make a difference. That difference can be in you. That difference can be in those around you. It can be in the project. It can be in people that you're serving. So really what I want to encourage you to do is that when you take that action, to rejoice in it, to pay attention that you are actually doing what you have focused or are hoping to accomplish. So I want to ask you a couple kind of simple questions today. What is that sense of inspiration that you have as you consider the year? Maybe it's just a word. I have, my sense of inspiration actually has to relate to the idea of being bold, that I'm going to be bold this year. And that's going to have some particular implications and applications. And that's what I want to be renewing and reviewing. And so it could be as simple as a word like that, or it could be a phrase, or it could be a particular accomplishment, or more than one. But I want it to become concrete for you. Now, once you've done that in the general, here's the assignment that I want to give you. First of all, spend 5 minutes today, 5 minutes today, considering what that thing is, that inspiring thing you want to see happen is. Take 5 minutes to consider the kinds of things I'm talking about, to consider it with God. You can do longer if you want, but just spend 5 minutes. Let me encourage you then to do one more thing, and that is to plan, or let me say more specifically, to schedule another 5 minutes. That could be tomorrow, it could be 3 days from now, whatever. But schedule it to come back to and review what your vision is and to re-inspire, stir it up with God and get clear. Third thing, tell somebody what that vision is. If it's a one-word thing, tell somebody that you know that you're this is what you're really wanting for this week, or this is what you're really wanting for this quarter or this year. Tell them that. And then the last thing is pray with them. So tell somebody that you can pray with about it. Now this thing, ooh, it's going to start to get some energy. It's going to start to get some power. So yes, the week could be overloaded on the front end, or the quarter or the year. There could be, oh, there's all these things I haven't gotten done. Well, we got a Sabbath rhythm, renewing our identity in God, renewing our sense of purpose and where we want to go. And now we're going to get a little more practical with it. We're going to take some steps, and the transformation's going to not just get started. You're going to develop a rhythm so it can keep going. I'd love it when you consider who you want to tell that what that thing is. Feel free to pop it to me. Pop it in an email or pop it in a comment. I'd love to hear what it is that you feel inspired by God to accomplish, or a way, or how you are inspired by God to move ahead. But do choose somebody, share it with them, and pray with them. I hope you find this helpful. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.